Don't forget to subscribe!
Part 2 of the Battle City arc had the following duels. Seto Kaiba vs. Yami Marik versus Yami Yugi and Joey Wheeler. And the winners were both Seto Kaiba and Yami Yugi. For battle number 2, it is Yami Marik versus Joey Wheeler. The winner was Yami Marik. And for the next 3, they were all in dream sequences. Joey Wheeler was fighting 2 unknown duelists, so he won both battles. And there was an unnamed kid who defeated Joey Wheeler. Battle number 6, back in reality, Yami Yugi defeated Seto Kaiba, and Seto Kaiba defeated Joey Wheeler. While Yami Marik and Yami Yugi had a long, intense battle, it was worth it and they won. While Yami Yugi and Joey Wheeler, there was no winner decided since they were just going back to the duel. We did point out that Joey actually had to fight 3 duelists in his dream, meaning that he actually collapsed after he lost. And to be honest, it was a really intense dream that he had. And Taya was actually a damsel in distress because she was getting controlled by the good Marik. But to be honest, this is going to be the best, longest battle ever that will be explained. Because in episode 138, that's when the battle started to begin. Yami Marik draws Vampiric Leech and subsequently normal summons it in attack position. And then it attacks directly at its own effect. And he then activates Vampire Leech's second event, discarding the Winged Dragon of Ra to switch Vampire Leech to defense position. Yami Marik's hand is shown to contain Dark Spell Regeneration, Reijo, Zombie's Jewel, and Vengeful Bog Spirit, and then he sets a card. So Yugi draws Exchange and he normal summons Queen's Knight in attack position. And she attacks and destroys Vampire Leech, and Yami Yugi sets 2 cards. So, Marik then draws and summons. He normal summons Durage in attack position. He attacks and destroys Queen's Knight, and then sets 2 cards. So Yugi draws and Yami Marik then activates his face down left arm offering to discard his entire hand and add Monster Reborn from his deck to his hand. So Yugi then activates his face down exchange to force both players to take 1 card from the opponent's hand. So Yugi takes Monster Reborn from Marik's hand, while Yami Marik takes Defusion from Yugi's hand. Other cards that were shown in Yugi's hand at this point include King's Knight, Kuribo, and Ragnarok. So Yami Yugi then activates Monster Reborn to revive Queen's Knight in attack position. He then also summons normal King's Knight in attack position. Since Queen's Knight was on the field when King's Knight was summoned, the effect of King's Knight activates, allowing Yami Yugi to special summon Jack's Knight in attack position. And Marik also draws and sets a card, Yugi's Defusion, then activates Carda's Sanctuity, and makes him and Yugi draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. And Yami actually draws 6 cards, while Yami Yugi draws 4 cards. Well, it was Marik that drew 6 cards. So Yami Marik switches Durage to defense position. And Yami Yugi draws Slifer the Sky Dragon. And aside from Slifer, Yami Yugi's hand contains Ragnarok, Kuribo, Dark Magician Girl, Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts, Magical Dimension, and Dark Magician. Yami Yugi then tributes Queen's Knight, King's Knight, and Jack's Knight in order to tribute summon Slifer the Sky Dragon in attack position. Due to the effect of Slifer, it gains 1,000 attack and defense for each card in Yugi's hand. He currently has 6 Slifer the Sky Dragon 0, 6,000 /0/6,000. Slifer attacks Yurage, but Marik activates his face-down Dark Spell Regeneration to activate the Monster Reborn from Yugi's graveyard as his card, allowing Marik to revive the Winged Dragon of Ra in defense position. Yami Marik transforms the Winged Dragon of Ra into Egyptian God Phoenix. Yami Marik had just managed to special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra in Phoenix mode. Since a monster was summoned on Yami Marik's side of the field, the second mouth effect of Slifer the Sky Dragon activates, which would lower the attack of the Winged Dragon of Ra by 2,000. But it doesn't work as the second mouth effect of Slifer the Sky Dragon can't affect the Winged Dragon of Ra while it's in Phoenix mode. So Yami Marik then activates the effect of the Winged Dragon of Ra to pay 1,000 life points. Marik for 1,000, all the way down to 3,000. To attack and destroy Slifer the Sky Dragon. The Winged Dragon of Ra returns to Marik's graveyard. Yami Marik then activates his face-down Zombie's Jewel to add Monster Reborn from Yugi's graveyard in his hand and allow Yugi to draw a card. Aside from the Monster Reborn, Marik's hand was shown to contain Bait Doll and Mask of the Remnants. Without looking at it, Yami Yugi sets the card before he drew. Ishizu mentally reveals the card as Fiend Sanctuary. The card set again to Yugi before the duel eventually started. So Marik draws, and then he activates the Monster Reborn to revive the Winged Dragon of Ra once more in attack position. Yami Marik then pays all but one of his life points. 3,000, all the way to 1. In order to activate the second effect of the Winged Dragon of Ra, increasing its attack and in defense by the total amount of life points paid. And this effectively fuses Yami Marik with Ra. And Yami Marik then tributes Yurage in order to activate another effect of Winged Dragon of Ra, transferring the tributed monster's attack and defense to itself, increasing Ra's attack and defense by total amount of attack and defense tributed. The Winged Dragon of Ra attacks directly, but Yami Yugi activates his face-down Fiend Sanctuary to special summon a Metal Fiend token in attack position. Yami Yugi then explains to Yami Marik that this token will block Yami Marik's attack, and when it does, any battle damage inflicted to Yami Yugi will be redirected to Yami Marik instead. Yami Marik activates his face-down defusion in order to separate himself from the Winged Dragon of Ra and stop the attack. By doing so, the attack of Ra is added back to Yami Marik's life points, and the Winged Dragon of Ra then returns to Yami Marik's graveyard since it was revived. And then Yami Marik then sets a card. So Yugi draws. On Yami Yugi's standby phrase, he pays 1,000 life points to keep his Metal Fiend token on the field. Yami Yugi then activates his face-down Multiply to special summon 2 more Metal Fiend tokens in attack position. He then tributes his 3 Metal Fiend tokens in order to tribute summon Obelisk the Tormentor in attack position. So Obelisk the Tormentor attacks directly. Yami Yugi eventually just attacked directly with Obelisk the Tormentor since he had lost over half of his life points in battle damage. So Yami Marik activates his face-down Metal Reflect Slime, which special summons a slime token with defense equal third quarter of the attack of the opponent's attacking monster. So Yami Yugi sets a card, Magical Dimension. And Yami Marik draws Revival Jam. And aside from Revival Jam, the other cards that are in Yami Marik's hand include Jam Defender, Polymerization, Swallowtail Spike Lizard, Class System, Bait Doll, and the Mask of Remnants. Yami Marik then normal summons Revival Jam in his defense position. And then he eventually activates Polymerization to fuse the slime token with Revival Jam in order to fusion summon Egyptian God Slime in defense position. And due to the effect of Egyptian God Slime, its attack and defense have become equal to the defense of the Metal Reflect Slime. It is also treated as Revival Jam with a face-up on the field. So Yami Yugi draws Big Shield Gardener, and subsequently normal summons it in defense position. Obelisk the Tormentor attacks and destroys Egyptian God Slime. Yami Marik activates the effect of Egyptian God Slime to revive itself in defense position. So Yami Marik draws. He then sets a card and normal summons Valganian in defense position. With this monster's face up, Yugi will take 300 damage from each of his end phases. So Yami Yugi draws a card and subsequently sets it as Soul Taker. He then tributes Big Shield Gardna in order to tribute summon Dark Magician Girl in attack position. Dark Magician Girl attacks Valganian, but Marik activates his face down Jam Defender, which redirects the attack to Egyptian God Slime. The attack fails on the end phase. The effect of Valganian activates. So Yami Marik then eventually draws Mining for Magical Stones, and subsequently activates it to discard 2 cards and add Monster Reborn from his graveyard to his hand. However, Yami Marik is forbidden from activating the return card this turn, much to his disappointment. Yami Marik just managed to take Monster Reborn back from his graveyard via Mining for Magical Stones. He then sets a card and normal summons Swallowtail Spike Lizard in defense position. As long as it remains in defense position, Marik will gain 1,000 life points during each of his standby phases. And Yugi draws. He then summons Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts, in defense position and sets 2 cards. On Yugi's end phase, the effect of Valganian activates, decreasing Yugi's life points to 700. So Yami Marik draws Surprise Attack from beyond, and on Yami Marik's standby phase, the effect of Swallowtail Spike Lizard activates, and Yami Marik activates Monster Reborn to revive the Winged Dragon of Ra once more in attack position. Marik then transforms the Winged Dragon of Ra into Egyptian God Phoenix once again. Yami Marik then activates the Egyptian God Phoenix effect of the Winged Dragon of Ra to pay 1,000 life points to attack and destroy Obelisk the Tormentor. But Yami Yugi activates his face down Monster Reborn to revive Slifer the Sky Dragon in defense position to use its effect. When it is special summoned from the graveyard, Slifer will be the attack target. The Egyptian Phoenix effect of the Winged Dragon of Ra then destroys Slifer the Sky Dragon. The Winged Dragon of Ra then returns to Marik's graveyard in its normal form. Marik then activates Surprise Attack from beyond and to allow himself to repeat his battle phase and special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra from his graveyard in attack position. The Winged Dragon of Ra is now in its normal form. Yami Marik then pays all but 1 of his life points in order to activate the second effect of the Winged Dragon of Ra, increasing its attack and defense by the total amount of life points paid. This effectively fuses Marik with Ra. So Yami Yugi then activates his face down Soul Taker to increase Yami Marik's life points by 1,000, and allow Yami Yugi to use one of Marik's monsters as a tribute immediately. He chooses Egyptian God Slime, and according to Battle City rules, a fusion monster is treated as a number of tribute monsters equal to its number of fusion material monsters. Yami Yugi then tributes Egyptian God Slime, since it's treated as a double tribute, in order to activate the first effect of Obelisk the Tormentor and make its attack and defense infinite, as well as allow it to attack even though it is Yami Marik's battle phase. Yami Marik tributes Valganian and Swallowtail Spike Lizard, and pays all but 1 of his life points in order to increase the attack and defense of the Winged Dragon of Ra by the total amount of attack and defense and life points tribute and paid. Yami Marik then activates his own face-down class system to negate the attack made by Obelisk, as its level isn't any higher than the level of the Winged Dragon of Ra. So the Winged Dragon of Ra attacks Obelisk the Tormentor, and Yami Yugi activates his face-down magical dimension to tribute Obelisk the Tormentor, and Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts, in order to special summon Dark Magician in attack position. But since Obelisk has left the field, the attack was made by the Winged Dragon of Ra is negated as it lost its original target. Yami Yugi is about to activate his face-down Ragnarok, which will remove the Winged Dragon of Ra from play. Yami Yugi has 700 life points remaining and controls Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl in attack position in Ragnarok. And Yami Marik has 1 life point remaining and controls the Winged Dragon Ra in attack position and Jam Defender. At the final turn, at this point, Odian arrives and helps the real Marik partly regain control over Yami Marik. Yami Yugi removes all play monsters in his hand, deck, and graveyard in order to activate Ragnarok, which removes all from play of all of Yami Marik's monsters. Since Yami Marik is fused with the Winged Dragon Ra at the time it was removed from play, a large part of him is also banished, allowing the real Marik to regain control of his body. So, Marik surrenders the duel, banishing Yami Marik once and for all.
You're safe!
We're sure this is his good side, right?
Well, his face isn't as weird now.
I knew Master Marik's will was strong enough to overcome the darkness in his heart. Now his inner light can truly shine.
Pharaoh, there's still one more task that you and I must complete. I still have 1 life point left.
Wait, he's right! We're not done!
Huh? What's going on? No, this can't be happening!
Marik's dark side is back on the field!
Yes, but now the tables have turned. Marik's good side is in control, and the evil has become the victim. You can't do this, Marik! Listen, we can still crush the Pharaoh together! Remember how you wasted away your childhood serving this fool? It's not too late to destroy him and take what you deserve! The infinite power of the Pharaoh could be yours! If we win this duel, you and I can claim the 3 Egyptian god cards and the Millennium Puzzle! We'll rule the world together! Don't be a fool, Marik! We've come so far! Don't throw away everything we've worked for! We can still win!
Your move.
I'm sorry, Pharaoh. It was my duty to help you, and instead I turned my back. I can't change the past, but I can start over by embracing my family legacy. I'm proud to be a Tomb Keeper, and I'm proud of my sister and my brother.
Thank you, sir.
My family has waited 5,000 years for your return. Now you're here. So I must fulfill my destiny by letting you fulfill yours.
No! You can't do this!
I must. I hold the key to helping the Pharaoh unlock his true powers. The secret is imprinted on my back in an ancient Egyptian text. But before I reveal this mystery, the Pharaoh must be in possession of all 3 Egyptian god cards.
You're making a huge mistake!
No, for the first time in years, I'm making the right choice.
What are you doing?
I'm honoring the Ishtar name by surrendering the duel.
Of course.
By forfeiting the duel, his life points will drop down to 0 and his evil side will vanish into the shadow. If you do this, you'll be sorry! You need me!
Be gone! I surrender this duel to the Pharaoh!
Game over.
It's finally over, my Pharaoh.
Yes, and the darkness is lifted from your heart.
So long, Bowser!
We won the duel!
You're safe now.
Marik has overpowered the evil that controlled him for so long. My Pharaoh, thank you. You've saved mankind.
We did. I wouldn't have been victorious had it not been for all of you. And the winner of the Battle City Championship crown is Yugi Moto!
That was amazing, Yugi! Yeah, the way every monster in your deck showed up, that was classic! Alright, pal! That was truly your best work, you!
Marik,
Ishizu, I'm sorry.
all that matters is that you're safe and you've returned to the way you were, my brother. You have fulfilled your destiny and ended the mission of the Tomb Keepers.
Sister, does this mean the 3 of us can start over and build a new life for ourselves?
Yes, I think it's time our family started living in the light, don't you? Side by side with the rest of mankind. I'm glad you're back.
So am I.
Sorry to interrupt, but as the organizer of the Battle City tournament, I guess I should congratulate the winner, even though you only won that duel due to Marik's forfeit.
Actually, if Kaiba hadn't given me the card I needed, I would have lost the match right away.
Nice duel! And as the winner, you get to keep the rarest card from your opponent's deck.
He's right. And the Pharaoh is going to need that card soon.
That's true.
Make sure he doesn't give you the fake one.
Joey!
Pharaoh, as I complete my final mission, rest assured that everyone who was banished to the Shadow Realm by my dark side will return.
It's about time!
You said it!
Thank you.
Yes, thank you indeed.
Take this, my rarest card. And remember, you're going to need this card, Pharaoh.
The Winged Dragon of Ra. We have all three of the Egyptian god cards. But now that they're in our deck, what are we supposed to do with them? How can we use these cards to unlock the hidden powers of the Pharaoh? We need more information.
Pharaoh, I have one more task to perform before my Tombkeeper's mission is complete. Observe. The secret of the Pharaoh's power.
This is getting weird now.
You're telling me.
These markings were passed down by my family from generation to generation for 5,000 years.
We were taught that when the ancient Pharaoh saved the world from destruction, he wiped his own memory clean. But he knew that someday he would return and he'd need his memory back. So he entrusted one family with his greatest secret, the key to unlocking his mind and his power. Now that you hold the 3 Egyptian god cards and the Millennium Puzzle, all you need to do is read the words on Marik's back. You're so close.
Hey, you! Can you really read that chicken scratch?
I'll try.
I can't understand those ancient symbols at all. But I feel like the 3 Egyptian god cards are trying to show me what they say. Wait! That's the stone tablet from the museum! What does it mean? Could the Pharaoh's secret be locked in this tablet?
It's time for us to leave now, Pharaoh. So please take this. The Millennium Rod belongs with you where it won't cause any more harm.
Thank you.
And take this as well. The Millennium Ring is safest with you.
All right, you geeks. This victory celebration has gone on long enough. The Battle City tournament is over. So if you'd like a free ride home, I'd suggest you board my aircraft right now. Is that clear? If anyone's left behind on the island, the Kaiba Corporation will not be responsible for your safety. So go, cause in 1 hour this island will explode.
What?
You're kidding, right? Please say yes. I don't kid. The duel tower will self-destruct in 1 hour. So board the ship and go home.
I thought Mokuba said that the engines weren't working on that thing. It's all right now. The ship has been repaired. Isn't that right?
Goodbye.
Can you believe that, sore loser?
A few moments later.
Serenity, is Mai okay now?
She's not up.
No way. What gives?
I don't know.
Wake up, Mai. You're supposed to be alright. Hear me? Yuki beat Marik, so your mind should have been released from the Shadow Realm. Come on. Wake up. I know you can do it. Please, Mai. I'd give anything in the world to have you back. Anything! It's not fair. Mai? What's going on?
That expression is priceless. Did I hear you say you'd give anything to have me wake up? Because there's a few cards in that deck of yours that I've had my eye on, Joey. Nice doing business with you, Serenity. You were right, he bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Serenity?
Oh, I just couldn't resist. I knew you guys were kidding all along.
That was not cool.
Come on. You know it was all in good fun.
Let's go.
I can play jokes on people too, you know. Hey, is that French fries I smell? I say we take a lunch break. Who's with me?
Sorry, guys, but I'm afraid the donuts are gone.
Hey, Bakura, you're back! Well, what are you doing in here raiding the refrigerator?
I was gone for a long time. And there's not much to eat in the Shadow Realm.
Go figure.
Ain't I a stinker?
Yugi won Ra from Marik, and Mai finally woke up from her coma. And after her departure, she won in a tournament, and she started to have nightmares about Marik until she met her biker. But we'll save that for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel of the Lost Souls. It was fine. But in the next episode, we'll be taking a look at something very interesting. The virtual world arc. Keep in mind for that. And remember,
Don't forget to subscribe!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Will return right after this.
This video is a pain more than it should have, so I'm splitting it into 2 parts.